Are we? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to ELF Live. I can't actually see myself on screen at the moment. I've just got the countdown. I don't even know if I'm up right now, but I'm with Jarvis and McClam. If I can see Jarvis, if you guys can see Jarvis, let me know. Appreciate everyone being here in the chat. Hello, everyone. I can see you guys. Just shot CLFPD, aka Jonas. We got General Amber. We got Clan. We got Karen. We got everyone. So, welcome to the kind of impromptu start to the ELF Live. We are live on a lot of platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, of course, on YouTube. This is a very interactive show when I can see myself, when I can see Jarvis. But how are you on this start? There we go. I can see you now. There we go.
There we go. We are good. I am good. I'm glad to be here back for another weekend or another ELF live show on Friday. I'm glad to be back, man. Matt, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm a little bit it was nothing quite like getting thrown straight into it. Yeah. So I'm feeling pretty fired up right now. We got some good games. We got Science Center as well, fantasy football, of course, game predictions, and yeah, it's gonna be a good show, Jarvis. You ready to get into the first pick, which is the Science Center?
Let's get into it right now.
There we go. You've got that as a bit of a signature these days. You know? I think I need a kind of signature.
You gotta get that energy, you know. Let's go, man.
See, that's why we have you and Nick, the Americans. You guys bring the energy. I'm the Brett. I bring the calm. You know, we're two different dynamics. All right, number one. First of all, Nordic Storm. They are making their announcement of their new A defensive back, Clifton Duck. Maybe another member of the all-name ELF team that's been slowly cultivating over this season. This guy's a former Bear, Chicago Bear. Spent some time in the indoor football league. Very aggressive, nasty on the ball. Meets a receiver at the catch point. Jarvis, as a receiver, when you've got a player that's just not stopping, just going straight into you as you're trying to catch the ball, how annoying is that?
I mean, it's very annoying because, you know, they're bringing that force. They're on your hip 24/7. So it's constantly added pressure on you. He's definitely by your hip all the time. And it's like, all right, I have to get my body in a certain position to catch this ball because he's always going to be right there. And I think this is a great signing for them, man.
Exactly that. I think it's a good one. I mean, Nordic are making a push for the championship game. We watched them kind of struggle a bit on defense without an A. Of course, Weapon X was out with an injury. They didn't sign Clifton last week, so they were playing with one A on defense. And I feel like you could feel that. Maybe that was a reason they performed not as to their standard, but I think Duck could be a solid player. And he kind of does play a little bit like X, you know, that aggressiveness, that ability to come down and meet a defender, the receiver rather, the ability to play the run as well. Do you think that they are going to make a run like against the Ryan Fire? We'll get to that game preview in just a second, but like that's a tough game to make your debut against. Mm-hmm. Do you think he's going to have a lot of success, or do you think he might struggle in debuts? We've seen a lot of players struggle in their debuts this year.
I think he's going to be okay. For football is football everywhere. So he's been in different leagues, professional leagues, highly professional leagues. And I feel like he's just going to fit right in, especially with the Storm's defense. Just going to mold him to the player that he is and can be. So I think it's going to work well for him. He's going to be okay at this position.
Absolutely sounds good. We've got a couple of trio of Musketeers coming up. This one is it's going to take a minute to get through, but the first one we have is Lamonte McDougal has been released by the Paris Musketeers. He was a very strong D tackle, very ability, like they're probably one of the strongest players to ever play in the league. You just suplex and everyone. You go and watch some of his tape. That does really translate. And they brought in DeMarco Artis from the Helvetic Mercenaries. I'm excited to see how Artis looks in a team that doesn't change its position. Because like I compared him in the preseason to Carl Kitchens and the level of explosiveness and the power in his hands, the ability to rush the passer. And they responded, Jarvis, by putting him outside linebacker, into coverage, which was not something I agreed with. But he did this defensive end. You know, we've had the discussion about defensive ends, defense tackles. Where do you put Americans on the line? With Paris, how do you feel like, do you think they need a defensive end? Do you think they need to invest in a different position? Do you think this is a good sign-in? Like, there's a lot that we could go on with this because Helvetic have lost a lot of guys, and it seems like the league is just kind of like picking the best players and just kind of bringing them into their system at the moment.
Yeah, I think this is a great signing for the Musketeers. Bringing artists in, definitely, like you said, you don't know if they need a defensive end or linebacker, but I think the DN it will suit him well because the defensive line at Paris, they're good, they're decent. So I feel like it's an added piece that they need, and they're going to be all right this weekend.
Absolutely. I appreciate everyone in the chat as well. I mean, there we go. Yes, plus Lance Leota, which we are just about to get to. The return of the Samoan New Zealander D tackle. Absolute monster in terms of his size. See that 310, absolute big dude, former IPP guy as well, so a good athlete. He's kind of like an immovable defensive tackle when it comes to like double team, taking up double team, triple teams. You ain't gonna move this guy. He's got strength, which is kind of maybe unmatched. The big Uso, as people were putting in the chat. There we go. So there's a bit of reinforcement from the D tackle position. They get in maybe someone who can affect the pass a bit more at the defensive end position. You've got Stanis Adegbe. You've got Azan Zetterberg as well. This defensive line is it one of the best in the league, do you think? Because they've just reinforced it with a couple of nice pieces. What do you think?
They might be the best defensive line in the league, man, because adding a guy like him, like, he's an Uso, you know what I'm saying? Those guys, they get down, man. Those guys from the islands, they do their thing. They're big. They do nasty work, as you can see with the iconic headshot. As Maxie was telling us to say, hey, look at him, man. He's ready to ball, man. He's ready.
I mean, Kiwis, the Samoans, we've got plenty in the league. I mean, Zaire Ugapo as well. It's like so much. And then obviously Etoile Louis, everyone's favorite running back. Like the strength these guys have is incredible. So I'm excited to see how he does in Paris. We also have an American shakeup in Frankfurt. A lot of changes. We've just had everyone on the board at the same time. Matthew McKay and Channing Strebling both going on IR. You've got Jameson Wang and Bijan Harris coming in to replace. I'm going to let you pick one, and then I'll go one, and we can go back and forth if you want. Which two do you want to take?
Let me take Bijan and McKay, man. Let me take those two.
You start off with McKay, and I'll jump in with Channing.
Okay, so with McKay, he's definitely he came out strong this season, but he's definitely struggled with injuries and stuff like that. So I feel like IR, okay, it's cool. You bring in another quarterback that you're going to talk about soon, but I'm going to get down to Bijan Harris, man. I am glad someone finally signed him. He is a great defensive back. He is good at his position. I actually talked to him last season, and he talked about, hey, man, I'm trying to come back to this league and be a big role player in this league, and I'm glad someone actually finally signed him, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, because it was difficult with McKay because everyone was really hyped to see him come back from his injury, but I don't know, it didn't seem like it kind of clicked this year. Like there was moments when he had definitely had moments, but then other games he just didn't seem kind of fully with it. Maybe just lingering from the injury. A lot of people have been critical as well of Frankfurt, saying about different places and need improvement. Like they have all the talent in the world, they got great coaching staff, but they just can't put it all together and win games. What do you think that is? Because some people say culture, some people say board, some people say coach, some people say players. Like everyone has an opinion on this. Why can the Frankfurt Galaxy not get over the hump and win a championship?
I mean, we really just don't know. It could be a mixture of all those things that you said, from the head office, coaches, players, the city. I don't know. Fans, it could be a mixture of everything, but maybe we'll see if they can pull it out. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Boyd 94 just put Leota, Zetterberg, and Kitchens like defensive end. It looks like season 1 Leipzig Kings. You're not wrong. That's a really fun comparison. And then that's actually really good. I didn't even clock that all these guys have played with the Kings at the same time. So that's fun. I think that this is going to be a good one for the Paris Musketeers. But with Channing Strebling, he came in as a USFL All-Star, one of the best corners to ever come into the ELF. He had moments, he had flashes. I think the first one that comes to my head was the Madrid game. Again, some people said he was going to be Defensive Player of the Year. Not quite up with that. He was phenomenal, but, corners don't get a ton of love when it comes to that kind of voting because you generally avoid the best ones. But he has been very, very impressive for moments, but I don't feel like he ever had like a definitive moment like Bijan Harris had against Paris. First week he came in, he got that pick 6. That was a big moment that sticks in the memory. So maybe we'll see more of that with Bijan. Jameson Wang, though, he comes in from Cornell, so very smart quarterback. This guy, not the best arm. I did a short evaluation on the signing post. He's able to get it from A to B, and it could be a long distance, but the ball velocity, some people get confused with arm power. They just think it's distance. It's not necessarily speed of which it gets to A to B, which is a big part of it. It just seems to take a while to get there. So I'm a little bit questionable at that. I think with this Galaxy offense, you need a guy who can just zip it. And I think maybe Wang isn't that guy, but he is mobile with the feet in the pocket. I think he can be effective. I just think the Galaxy may be going to need to retool or remold this offense. What do you think of a team that kind of changes quite drastically in their quarterback during the midseason? Do you think Wang can have success, or do you think he's kind of going into a difficult situation, a la Talia Torvaloga was earlier this year?
I mean, I feel like it's going to be a difficult situation because it's like you're playing for the Frankfurt Galaxy. They're known to have a solid team each year, but just can't get over the hump. And now you're the guy to bring them over the hump now. So it's like the pressure is on you now to make change and do something. And I feel like he can get it done, but at the same time, we will never know until we see the first snap.
Absolutely. I mean, Marcus is like a certified Galaxy hate enthusiast. So he thinks they should be dismantled. Maybe I'm not going to go that far, but like this team should, I think everyone expected them to be a little bit better than they have been this year. This is some big shifts in their team. I mean, they've had moments. Shaheem Bassel, me and him have talked a little bit. He's had a great season so far, but we just expect a little bit more from them, and maybe this will be the way that they are going to do it. That's being said, that's going to bring close to our Science Center as we get into the game previews. Now, Jarvis, a lot of games that are very exciting, but we're going to start with one that maybe not going to be a most barn burnery when it comes to back and forth, but we got the Munich Ravens versus the Helvetic Mercenaries. 6-1 versus over 6. I love that graphic, by the way. If you want to look at those, they are on the Instagram. You can take in depth as much as you want. Some important factors I just want to highlight is the points scored for the Ravens, and then the points scored for the Mercs. Yes, night and day, really. And I do think that the Ravens, they could give 35 in the first quarter last time they played this game. Jarvis, do you think the Mercenaries have any chance of winning this one?
I hate to say it, but I feel like they have no chance of winning this game. I come on here every Friday and say any given Sunday, but this is not the Sunday or Saturday. So I'm sorry, but they have no chance of winning this game, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that there's too much that they have in terms of weapons. Russell Tabor has proved that he can be a superstar in this league. Malik Stanley is one of my personal favorite receivers in the entire league. They just don't want to fall into the trap. You know, you don't want to mess it up. Don't want to come in lackadaisical. We've seen teams do that and ended up getting kind of like punched in the mouth. So let's see how they can overcome that one. I mean, it's tough, but Munich currently, they sit at 6-1. If they win this one, the division is not theirs, but like it's very, very close. Dude, I think they're probably going to take this one very seriously. That being said, Jarvis, who have you got for this one? I mean, you just said it, but you know we got to get the graphics up at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, but I feel like the Mercenaries, they could probably potentially put a scare to the Ravens if they just make them earn everything, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm still going to choose the Munich Ravens for this one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, Jim Boy's not a massive fan of that pass defense, but to be fair, they played some really tough teams over the last couple of weeks in terms of the pass game, and they've still got some excellent players. I mean, their pass defense, if I just look there, I can't quite see it because it's a little bit foggy on my end, but they do have some excellent players in this position. I think they're going to be okay. I am also going to... They're 16th. That's what I've just been told. They're not doing very well on the pass defense. They do have some names, but they've just maybe not been as good. Netzlander is one of the best European corners in the league. Maybe they've just been avoiding them, going the other way around. But to be honest, the Mercs don't really have much of a passing game, so I'm not entirely scared of that factor in terms of this one. I am going to also go for the Munich Ravens. It seems like a lot of people in the comments also agree with that one. Let's get into the next game, which is, like we just said, very important for the Galaxy in terms of saving their season. And like Talia, Jameson has a tough game against the Surge for his debut. This is brutal. I'm not gonna lie. Going against that Surge defense in your opening week is always gonna be tough. And the Galaxy, if they lose this one, are their playoff hopes completely over, Jarvis?
I think so. It's done for them, man. It's over for them.
And we'll get to your prediction in a second, but like Surge 5-2, they've looked vulnerable. They've lost against Munich in the shootout. They got completely shut out against Paris. So they are vulnerable. that being said, I really like Harley Jr. as well as a receiver. They've got amazing weapons. Tommy Riley, if he plays in this one, he didn't play last week, of course, so he should be feeling fresh in this one. Keep him clean, keep him efficient. He is a very efficient quarterback. Does not make very many mistakes with these kind of games. Some people are going to point towards the playoffs last year, but like this is a game that he knows he should be winning, and I think he's going to execute it well. From the Galaxy's point of view, it's like they need to put it together. They need to. I mean, they've got a lot of injuries. Sandro's hurt. They had Steven Nielsen who was hurt. They've obviously had to change up the Americans because 2 of them have gone into IR. Is it a case of a team getting unlucky and that's why they're 3-4, or is it a case of they just haven't been good enough? What do you think?
I think it's a mixture of both, man. Like, you're just unlucky with those big time injuries from big players. It's like, man, like, what's going on? And then you're losing on top of that. It's tough. So, like, the morale of the team is down, but I feel like they're going to put up a fight this weekend. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to let the Surge just step all over them. But I feel like I'm still going to have to pick the Surge to win this game.
I like that because I'm looking at the divisional rankings at the moment. You've got Paris, you've got Stuttgart, who are both at the top of the West on 5-2. They need to beat. There we go. Perfect. Yep. Thank you, Mike. See, great timing. They need to have a win against the Surge, I think, realistically, to have any hope of making the playoffs. There's a lot of teams with 3 wins. There's not a lot of teams with 4 losses. So this one's going to be a tough one. I am going to go for Stuttgart, though. I think they're gonna be pretty dominant. They know what they want. The championship game is in Stuttgart. If you want to go buy your tickets, that's available now. But they want to have that home championship game. So that'd be such an advantage for a team. But I'm going to go into the next one as well. This one is also a game that maybe could provide some kind of upset. It's the Enthroners at the Bravos. Could is a very broad statement because the Enthroners had moments against the Panthers. They had like a moment against the Surge when we thought it might be close for a bit, and then Surge just pulled away with Van Dijk. But Madrid, weird team, right, Jarvis? Yep. What's your thoughts?
I mean, they're playing the Madrid Bravos. I feel like Enthroners, if they come out and here are the keys for the Enthroners actually: protect the QB, limit big plays, and run the ball to control the clock. If you do that, and if you're scoring on top of that, you can keep up with the Bravos, man. I feel like if they do that, they can keep up, and they can potentially steal this game. What do you think?
You think they can steal? Is that you making
I'm just saying.
Alert, though, Jarvis. Is it an upset alert?
Yes, upset alert. Potentially upset alert. Potentially.
Okay, okay. I think some people in Spain might be a bit offended at that because the Enthroners just don't really have much of a run game. I mean, Aiden just pointed out there. They don't really like running the ball. So I think if they're going to run the ball, they should probably do it with some jet sweeps with John Cole, who seen his rise from Munich, didn't do too great, comes into the Enthroners, just found a perfect system for him. I know you're a fan of Cole as well. So he's going to be the key for them, I think, in terms of like trying to keep this one close. The keys for Madrid, I mean, there's a lot of ways they can win this game, if I'm going to be honest, and the passing attack is definitely the one that stands out to me. I mean, Sinnott and Cruikshank has been a revelation this season. They've been absolutely spectacular. Cruikshank had just his worst game of his ELF career last week. I mean, he only got like 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. So like
that's crazy to say. Only got 98 yards. Only 98 yards.
The first game of his ELF career where he hasn't got 100 yards. So just not a good performance by him overall, obviously. But Sinnott as well, amazing player. They've lost a couple of these shootouts, though, and that makes me a bit concerned because if the Enthroners can make this kind of dirty, make this just like a point-scoring fest, we've seen Madrid lose that. They lost the Galaxy in this. They lost last week to this as well, to the Ravens. So they're not impossible to beat. It's just improbable that the Enthroners are the team to beat them, you know?
Yep.
I think that's the one. So I mean, Coach Serrano says not a chance. What's your thoughts and feelings? You think they got a chance? Who's your final prediction there, Jarvis?
I think they have a chance. Just like you said, if this is a points fest and Enthroners control the clock with running the ball, like we don't want to give Madrid the ball back because you know how they can score and they can score fast. It's like you see in the previous weeks. They score with 1 minute on the clock like it's nothing. But I'm going to still pick Madrid Bravos for this one. Let's go.
All right, there. Shout out
I'm pushing for it, man. I feel like as a receiver, of course, like you get up at halftime big, you know what I'm saying? You got your yards, you got your stats. At some point, it's like, man, I don't want to be selfish. I'll come out. But sometimes it's like, hey, I got to get in mind still. I still got to do what I got to do. But I feel like if he does that, he might be the MVP, man.
I mean, he said, let's do it. That sounds like a challenge has been accepted on his end. So that's exciting. I mean, Maxey said that they got to make the playoffs in order to be an MVP. I'm not in that boat. We saw Russell Westbrook not have the best season in the NBA in terms of success. He got an MVP. So I think that's a good watch for the game. See if you can break that single game receiving record. Moving into the next one, this one is also going to be a barn burner, I think. The Vienna Vikings versus the Paris Musketeers. There's a lot that could go on with this one, and we can see the Russian attack for Paris has been very successful over the last couple of weeks. That's definitely something that has evolved during the years, and they definitely needed something we were calling for at the start. For Vienna to be 6-1 is like insane. Not a lot of people had them losing a single game this year. They have a much tougher schedule than previous seasons, playing Ryan, playing Paris. What do you think? They are beatable, obviously. Paris are on a hot streak. They had one of the toughest schedules. They're battle-tested, which I kind of like. And they have been good in conference. They've won some of the big games. They dropped against Galaxy, obviously, which is going to really hurt them. But they are currently at top of the division. Just, like I said, so many different plot threads you could go with this one. So you go wherever you want to go with this game, Jarvis, because there's a lot you could go for.
I mean, it's tough, man. Vikings and Musketeers. This is probably might be the game of the week to see, hey, man, to see who is real. You know what I'm saying? The Musketeers, they struggled in the beginning of the season, but hey, I feel like they finally found their passion. They found their fire. You know what I'm saying? When they beat the Fire, did they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so they found their fire. There you go. And then the Vikings, 6-1, like you said, no one thought they was going to lose at all, but they lost against the Fire. So, hey, team lost against someone, team won against someone. It's like, hey, we're going to see who's the best of the best right now, and I feel like it's going to be the game of the week.
That's a good call. I think with this one, we've talked about games being like firefights with high score, and you look at the points allowed in this game.
Yep.
Third with just a hair over 15, and then first with not even 10 points averaged a game. I think this one's going to be a low scorer, maybe. I mean, you never know with these two teams. That both of these quarterbacks, both of these offenses are very explosive, Ben Holmes and Mr. Jane Henderson. But if you're going to pick who's going to win this one, Jarvis, who are you going to go for? I need you to talk because I still need some time to think about who I want to lock in for this one.
This is tough, man. This is tough. Both teams are great. Like I said earlier, Paris is now finally, they're rocking. They're moving the boat. But they can't rock the boat too much because the Vikings are on that boat. And that's why I'm picking the Vikings, baby. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to go for the Musketeers on this one. People have been saying that we're sleep. Me and you both did our power rankings this week again. I don't know about you. I know you've had your fair core of people critiquing your power rankings, and I'm not immune from that either. But it seems like it's two sets of fans. It's Ryan Fire fans, it's Paris Musketeer fans. We're always too low on those teams. I'm putting my faith in Paris this week. And if they let me down, I'm going to be furious, Jarvis, because that will go against my overall record. There's a lot. I mean, Ben VP is going to be, man, there's so many different ways this could go. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, defensive grind out. The Paris are going to win kind of like in the fourth quarter. We've seen them rally in the fourth quarter before. I think that's how do you envision this one? I know you're a visualizer. How do you think this one's going to go?
You said low-scoring game. I'm seeing that as well. So I'm seeing It may come down to a field goal. I don't know. It may come down to a field goal or even extra point or 2-point conversion, I feel.
That could be a good one.
A 2-point conversion, that would be great.
That would be great.
My eyes will be glued on the TV. I'll be standing up, ready to go.
We've seen that a few times. So, what? Raiders versus Madrid, we saw a 2-point. We saw the Galaxy versus Paris was a 2-point. I feel like we've seen the Ravens and I think Madrid also had a 2 points. We've seen a ton of those different places. I think it's going to be really fun. I mean, ELFPD is harshing me out my top 10 in fantasy, which we will get to fantasy. But I do have a few players in this game, maybe in my one, so you have to wait and see. Another one coming up next, though, is the Berlin Thunder versus the Cologne Centurions. Now, you might look at the records and go, but this is the kind of styles that make fights. This game could maybe be an upset. This is two teams that have been not great this year is the word I'm going to go for. Berlin, not a bit one-dimensional. They are one-dimensional. They only pass the ball. They don't run the ball ever. And have maybe slowed down a lot. Cologne, of course, well documented. They just haven't been the best. Player side-wise, the ball hasn't been the best, let's be honest. So, in terms of scouting and development of the players on the team. But they do have some talented individuals. Jarvis, talk to me. Do you think Cologne have a chance of getting a win?
For this game, I'm going to say no. They don't have a chance of getting the win, but they still are going to fight. Cologne, I give my praises to Cologne because they come out every week. They practice. They come out every week, and it's like, hey, we're still going to fight. We're still going to show up. We're still going to play, and they're going to play their game. But this week, I'm going to pick the Thunder for this one, man.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think the last week of them being the people's team, everyone wants to see Cologne, and it's not even for the management, it's for the players that have come out there every time. They're 0-7, they've been beaten up every week. Everyone in the league just wants to see Cologne at least keep it close to try and get a win. So I'm hoping for the Centurions. I'm gonna go with the Thunder, but I really do want to be proved wrong on this one. Respectfully to everyone in Berlin or Berlin Thunder fans across the world watching the show, I do want Cologne to win. It would be a feel-good story that would be good for the league, I think, overall. Moving into another one. This is a rivalry we've been waiting for since the start of the year. We knew it was coming. We knew it was going to be later in the year as well, so we'd have time for it to marinate. It's now time to put this beef that is marinated all the way through the year on the grill, Jarvis. This is Orion Fire versus the Nordic Storm. Jadrian Clark game. That's really the only thing you can say. It would be Jadrian Clark and obviously Glenn, but Glenn's hurt. So this one has just become the Darth Clark. One-way Jay. How much is he going to perform in this one? Narratives win MVPs, Jarvis. We talked about Aaron getting MVP, but there isn't much of a media narrative around Aaron getting the MVP because there isn't much history with him in the league. His first year. There's history with Jadrian. If he gets a great season, he beats up on his former team, that could be a narrative. What do you think?
I mean, it's going to be crazy, man. Jadrian's coming back to, the Fire. Hey, I'm ready to light this joint up. I seen Jadrian play in person last week. They struggle a little bit, but hey, man, them boys know how to play ball, man, and I'm here for it. I'm ready to see it, man.
People are split on this one. I said defense can allow. I mean, you look at the points allowed, second for Nordic with only 12 and a bit. Top 5 for Rhine. But Rhine's, they really dropped the ball last week with the Raiders. That's a big, big loss because they didn't really look that competitive in that one for a long period of time. They need some other offense. That's been a problem all the way through the year. I think Jay's probably going to rebel in that because he has such an efficient, most of the time, offense in Nordic. I think with this one, is going to be, I think they're going to both air it out. I think this is going to be a bit of a low-scoring shootout. You know what I mean? I think both teams maybe get a little reckless, some turnovers ensue, but the yards are going to look crazy. How do you see this one going, Jarvis? Give me everything.
I don't know. It's tough because Ryan lost to the Raiders last week. The Storm, they got the W, but they really didn't show what they really showed in the past few weeks. Them being undefeated, and it's kind of weird, because I don't know, man. It's tough. It is tough, but I'm gonna go ahead and make my prediction right here. I'm going to say the Storm will win this game the Storm will win this game.
Interesting. I think that's a good prediction. I think if Rhine were 5-2 and they didn't lose against the Raiders, I think there would be a lot more of a difference. I've written that down. I'm still like, I'm going back and forth because this could be really, really entertaining. There's 3 losses though. They've lost to Paris. They got blown out by Paris. They got blown out by the Raiders as well. And then they got beaten by Vienna in a tough one. But this is a tough one. I think some people, a lot of Fire fans, of course, in the chat, people making score predictions like this. The people are noting that this is a home game for Nordic, which is going to play a factor. But they're not. I mean, they're kind of far geographically. But I'm going to go for the Nordic Storm as well. I think they extend to 7-0. But I do not think they're invincible. Do you think this team is going to go undefeated throughout the year? If you want me to get their schedule up, I can read it out. But do you think they're beatable?
I think they're beatable, of course. But are they going to go undefeated? Maybe, maybe not. Because I feel like after you win, if you win this weekend, you go up 7-0. There's really no point to be undefeated, really. Like, you're going to the playoffs regardless. You feel me? So
True.
You don't have to be undefeated. You don't have to chase that. That's something you could chase for as a team, but you don't have to chase an unbeaten season.
That's fair. I mean, you look at the end of the year, people have been not like critical of the Storm, but they have noted that they're somewhat similar to Vienna in previous years. They have a slightly easier schedule. You look at what they've got. And in the preseason, this looked very different because they had higher expectations of certain teams.
Yeah.
But they have Berlin Thunder, not great. They have the Galaxy, which, we talked about. They have Hamburg, not great. And then they've got Rhine again. So potential, maybe they lose the last one if they've already got playoffs sorted. But that's going to be tough. People are very, very much swayed on this one. A lot of people going back and forth. I think this one could be a very, very fun game. But we are not over with the fun games because it's my Prague Lions next up against the Panthers. Lions and Panthers, 2 big cats. It's both 4-3, but very different 4-3, I feel. Panthers yet to beat a team with a win, beating Cologne and the Enthroners. The Prague Lions, they had some criticism because they only beat teams with that weren't exceeding expectations like the Enthroners. But they've also beat the Panthers. That's a team with multiple wins. They beat the Galaxy, a team with multiple wins. So they're definitely more battle-tested. This defense for Prague is top 6, but I think if you take all of it, it could be a top 5 defense in the league. Panthers have struggled kind of everywhere except for their run game. Do you think they've got this one? Do you think this one's going to be a tight one? I can imagine this. I mean, we saw Prague kind of beat the brakes off them last time they played. Do you think we're going to see a reenactment?
It's hard to beat the team twice. So I feel like the Panthers are going to come out swinging. Of course, they're going to be like, hey, man, we can't let them beat us twice. Like, we can't go down 0-2 against the Prague Lions. So I feel like it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a match for the ages, man. The battle of the big cats, as you say.
People are already saying they're hoping that they get the win from me using my German spelling of my name with the double S, making the I don't know how to say that letter, but I do love it. I think that Prague beat Wrocław in Poland, which I think is a big point. Prague have been great road warriors this year. This one's at home. I think that the fans should really be pulling up to this one in mass attendances because this could be a 5-win season for Prague. And this playoff race, man, is heating up. We talked about playoffs a little earlier. Prague are just outside of that, but you look at the same time, so have Wrocław. Like, they do not have – they have everything to play for. You look, they got Prague, they have Vienna, and then they got Munich, and then they got Vienna, and then they got Munich. Brutal. They don't want to end the season on 5 consecutive losses, do they? They don't want to be known as the team that could only beat the teams with 0 wins. They need a win here if they want to be at all competitive in the league landscape. Do you think they have a chance?
They do have a chance to win this game. It's going to be tough, like I said earlier, but I got to give it to the king of the jungle. I am on the Prague train.
Nice.
And that's why I'm taking the Prague Lions.
Outstanding. I'm very happy you said that. We look at the comment section as well. Prague have never won a home game yet, which is insane. I think this could be definitely the turning point for that. Ken Hike at 5 interceptions. God, I'd love to see that. Not going to lie. Prague DBs take care of this one because we've seen, like, they definitely, in terms of the Panthers, they've not had much of like an elite passing game. Their run game has been what's got them to the dance at the moment because DJ Aaron's great on his legs. You got David Brzozowski, who is one of the best running backs in the league, tied an ELF record with 4 touchdowns to a single game just the other day. It's going to be, I think, a classic case of run game versus passing game, or like run game versus mixed offense. I think that's what Prague are. They have a great run game. I've got Amzuzelka in my fantasy. I think it's going to be a good one. People are commenting on the sharp S sound. I can't quite do it. My lingual skills are not great. Not bilingual like you, Jarvis. I mean, you've got German on you.
Hey, I'm on Duolingo every day. I'm at 40 days right now. 40 days streak. 40 days streak, man.
You're gonna have to do the next segment in just German, by the way. I'm gonna go for the oh my god, no, I'm not going for the Panthers. I'm going for the Lions. My gosh, can you imagine? No, that would be crazy. I don't think I'd be allowed in Czechia if I went for the Panthers in this one. I'm going to go for the Lions. I think this is going to be closer because the Panthers definitely underestimated them last time. But I do still think they are going to beat the Panthers. And there's a couple players like Arthur Kingdom who could be really making a case for Rookie of the Year. Only 21 years old and has been potentially an all-star. That will wrap up our outstanding slate of games, Maxie. Can we get the full little list of it, see what we got coming up for the whole games for the whole week? There we go. Which one stands out to you, Jarvis? I know there's a lot.
I mean, like I said, Paris and the Vikings is going to be the game of the week. I feel like it's going to be the game of the week, but also you got Ryan Fire and Nordic Storm is also going to be good. I know you're just ready for Prague to win. I know that. I know you're ready for Prague, so.
If I'm going to go outside of Prague, I would go for the Vienna versus Paris. That was definitely the most exciting for me. There's 2 teams that could potentially be in the championship game. Maybe this will be like the first installment. They meet again in the championship game and the hype just goes through the stratosphere. That would be fun for me. I'd like to see that. Let me know what you guys think, by the way. Paris versus Vienna is the game. Someone said already, Coach Serrano. So there's a lot of hype. This is a good week. And now we go into the Euronics and Gigaset question of the week. And I think this one's a good one that you guys will be able to interact with as well. There is the question of the week coming up just in this way, somewhere over here by my microphone. It is who is the best homegrown linebacker in the league. And as soon as I saw this, I was thinking Lucky. Lucky. The dude's incredible. I know you could say Edge, he's playing the defensive line a lot this year, but by trade, he's an outside linebacker. You, I believe, have played with Lucky right now.
Yep.
In the Raiders.
Raiders, yep.
So you've seen it firsthand. How good is Lucky legit?
Hey, Lucky is good, man. I'm going to say he's fast, he's strong, and the thing about it, he is young, so he has energy. He never gets tired. I remember a short little story real quick. We're on the Raiders, right? I'm on offense, obviously. Lucky's play defense. So I'm drinking my water, and I'm talking to Lucky. I'm like, wait, bro, you're supposed to be on – go out there. He was like, nah. I'm like, I'm taking my break real quick. Like, I'm relaxing. So I'm like, all right, bet. He said, no, next play I'm going in, I'm making a sack. So the next play, he went in. He subbed himself in. And then that same play, he got a sack. And I'm like, yo, this dude was crazy. He's on the sideline chilling with me and then goes and gets a sack. So Lucky is definitely, I think, the best homegrown linebacker in this league, man.
I would agree. He's also got 6 sacks this year as well. Like, he is so good. By the way, he's younger than me. He's only 24 years old. Like, the length in his frame, the athletic ability, he's incredible athlete. Just spent the season in Canada.
Yep. This
guy's as legit as it could possibly come. I think if you're going outside of Lucky, you could argue for more Zimon. He's an outstanding player as well for the Ryan Fire. We saw that punch in the championship game to force a fumble. Was one of the best players I've ever seen in person. Absolutely outstanding. Dominic Schmidt comes in from Karen Haag. Ricardo San Precious as well, the brother of Lucky, has been great for the Raiders this year. Kevin Titt's getting a mention. Lucky again, Lucky. Snow Swancourt, that's a great call as well. There is a lot of linebacker talent in this league from every team, honestly. Because I think even Buzorozek, I think I'm saying that name incredibly wrong, from the Prior Lions, number 40, has been excellent. You've just got like Tawani as well at Nordic Storm. He's been impressive. There's Digan Gomez as well. Like, there's so many players now coming into my mind just like playing so outstanding. Even Janos Salahi at the Enthroners is a really, really good inside linebacker that's a homegrown. The Cyber Brothers people mentioned as well. Yeah, they're homegrown as well. Like, there's so many options you could go for. The league is so talented with Europeans just across the board. So I'm very happy to have answered this question and mentioned 7 or 8 different names that people can look into if they want to. You know, I'm a scout by trade, so I like looking at some of these guys and just seeing the underappreciated players in our league, because we need to shine a light on everyone, which I like a lot. That being said, shining a light on our fantasy players this week, I've gone for I'm rich in fantasy. I can basically go for whatever team I want, but your teams have become a bit of a fascination for me because they're always so different. Who have you got this week, Jarvis?
Hey, man, like I say every week, do not look at my team for fantasy. I'm not the guy to go to for fantasy because I just don't know how to play it. So I'm just picking my favorite guys that I like to see. Oh, all right, he was cool. Hey, I talked to him last week. Hey, that's my guy. I bet. So at quarterback, I got Reese, and at running back, I'm going Simon Hamadi, man. That's my guy. I feel like just because of who they're playing, he might get some playing time this week, and I feel like he's going to tote the rock. Then I got Zuzelka at my running back number 2, Cruikshank at wide receiver 1. Hopefully he breaks the receiving record at this game. Hopefully they don't take him out, and I'm going Tyler Foster, my young guy at Berlin. Maybe he's going to get some points for me. Bear Bomber at tight end, Patella Marino at flex, and Bremer as my kicker, and I'm going with the Madrid Bravos defense. Let's go.
That is a funny team, I ain't gonna lie. It's a risk. I know you like risking it with the running backs, which you've done a couple of times. Just so everyone at home could acknowledge, I love Simon Hamadi as a running back. He's a great prospect. He has 6 carries so far in the 4 games he's played for the Munich Ravens for a total of 19 yards. So Jarvis put him in his fantasy, put his faith in him. Simon, you should be coming out guns blazing just for Jarvis this week, because Dan, that's the faith that you put in the young man right there.
Hey, I need to watch this week, man. Come on. I need to watch this week, man.
I got so close. I got 255 points in 1 week, and someone got 260. It's the highest anyone's ever gotten and lost, I'm pretty sure. So that's fun. Double tight end as well. People are saying that. So that's kind of crazy. I mean, geez, they got the Sinershank combo as well. But if we throw mine up, Maxi, my one's a little bit different. Definitely some familiar names. We've also gone for Cruikshank. It's kind of hard not to. I've gone for Tomiwa, receiving value, rushing value. I've gone for Adam as well, red zone value. I've gone for Malik Stanley. Again, risk, because like we said, they could be pulling players early. You've thought about that and went for Hamadi as well. So Botan Moreno, certified red zone threat. Congratulations, Adra, becoming the first tight end in ELF history to achieve double-digit tight end touchdowns as well. So phenomenal for him. Willie P, he had a big game against the Panthers last time. I think he's going to do it again. And then Munich kicker and Munich defense, I think, kind of goes without saying. I want the watch. I have been bouncing in and out. I've gone from 12th to 12th to 8th to 12th in the last couple of weeks. Elefopedia is way above me. Mal Chow's been above me a few times. Danny Weber as well from 4th Down Fiasco has been above me. I can't have it, Jarvis. I'm getting so close, but yet so far. I think if you're going to pick any player for this one, I think the Cruikshank one is most natural. Final predictions. You're a receiver. You know how hard it is to get that many yards. Is he going to get the single game receiver record? Let me just get it up as well. See if I can find the actually, I think I believe it's 276. I might be mistaken. Let me Google that up while you discuss.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be tough, but I feel like it all depends on if they keep him in the game or not. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be, obviously, they're going to get the win. They're going to score the points, but it's like, are you going to keep him in the game the risk of maybe an injury, or do you want to rest them for the next weeks? Are you going to keep Reeds and that in? Are you going to, you know what I'm saying? So it all depends on if they keep the starters in the game or not.
ELFpedia has just posted on Instagram 286. I said 276. What bad analyst I am.
Yeah.
286 for ELFpedia. That's just on Instagram as well. Great person who does a ton of really good interest in the ELF numbers. So that's awesome. I think he's going to do it. I think we could see a 300-yard performance from him this one. I'm excited to see if he can do it. Let guys know what you think in the comment section on the Real Live, everywhere else we've been live. I've been Matt Bressington. You've been Jarvis McClam. Any final words for people today?
Hey, no final words today, man. Make sure y'all do y'all work at your job and have a great Friday, man. That's it, man.
Happy Friday. I'll see you guys for the games on the weekend. We'll see you on the Left Live on Monday. Goodbye.